Alright, well, I'm going to see if I can get this video all knocked out on my on my way into town today. So it looks like I'm driving, right? Because I am behind the wheel of a vehicle, right, manufactured. But what I'm actually doing is I'm traveling. And the first time I heard that argument, I was like, no, dude, quit being delusional. You're obviously fucking driving. Just follow the rules of the road, right? Which I agree that we should follow the rules of the road. You know, if they're there to make us safe, right? I mean, it would be really okay. Like there's a little sign right here that says "Don't turn on the red line," or on the red light, and it's because you can't see anything coming from this way until it would be too late, right? I mean, you know, you might think you're clear, but you're gonna wait through a green light, then I'm gonna wait a few seconds because sometimes people they shoot through at the beginning of a red light, right? So I want to make sure that I'm avoiding that. And it's safest if we are traveling at a very reasonable speed, that even like semi trucks or buses and things can operate at, right? So, and I mean, if we have a vehicle that's capable of safely handling a little bit faster in that same zone, that should be acceptable. The field of view is better, the braking response or acceleration or steering, all of these responses are greatly enhanced with the vehicle smaller than a big commercial vehicle. And the roadways, they're being built to operate commercially. They are built to withstand traffic that can be, I think it's like 20,000 pounds or 30,000 pounds per axle. Don't quote me on that, but I know that that's the way it's rated because I have some friends that are commercial truck drivers. And so if your vehicle, your motorcycle, your carriage, your whatever, weighs less than 25,000 pounds per axle, or 15, or even 10. I mean, most people, it could be even 1,000 or 2,000 pounds. But if your vehicle isn't doing any damage to the roadways, and you are operating in your private capacity, meaning that you're just trying to get from here to there. You're going over to your friend's house, or you're driving to work, or you're not driving for work, but driving to work, or driving to the store. See, like right there, that was a yellow light, but I went right through it. Yeah. But the difference is between driving and traveling. Driving, by the legal definitions that they use to create laws, because they have the right to create laws about commerce, because people are incentivized to not be safe or not care about other people if they're going to be making money getting from here to there. I mean, if I'm an Uber driver and it all just depends on me getting you from here to there as quickly as possible, I'm going to be kind of, maybe, I mean, if you're tolerant of it, I might be speeding right through this neighborhood area. I might be taking shortcuts and running through parking lots and doing all sorts of crazy things to be able to get you from here to there as quick as possible so I can collect my money faster. Because the faster I operate on the roads, I carry, or traffic, or drive. These are all commercial terms to control that kind of behavior. But the thing is in the same place that the roadways are, they're named and numbered, right? So that way, if you tell me, take me to 123 Main Street, that's all you have to tell me, right? You don't have to tell me, okay, well, turn right after that really cool looking house, and then turn left before the McDonald's, and then, no, you just tell me what number and what street, and I will get you there as a professional, like a taxi driver, right? That's just how that works. When we're we're traveling, we're using the right of way that the roadway exists on. So the right of way is, you may not even know the number of the house or the address that you're going to. You may not even know what somebody else has called the street name. But that's the difference between right of way and roadway. And being in traffic, like, which is just people moving around and stuff, versus operating in traffic, right? If you're operating in traffic, or um, if you're driving, because driving is a commercial term, and and I can't remember the exact thing. I think automobile, or I don't know, vehicle, or like they might even call it a truck or whatever. That is considered um, like commercial type vehicles, right? I mean, I can use a commercial type vehicle to get me from here to there, but it shouldn't be under the same rules and regulations as somebody who's doing it for profit, right? Because I mean, if you're doing it for profit, you're going to be doing it in a way that you might risk other people. But when you're just trying to get from here to there, you're going to be doing it in a way that's the easiest and safest that you know, right? Because that's what makes sense. And if we start doing the things that make sense and we stop trying to control other people every time they're doing what they think makes sense, I mean, unless they actually harm somebody, we should be leaving people alone. Because if there's no victim to your actions, there's no crime. And if there's no crime, nobody should be able to put hands on you. Nobody should be able to pull you over. Right now, they're using emergency lights to pull people over for policy infractions. Right? They're using emergency lights and pulling you over on a side of a roadway where there's big trucks and there's cars and there's lots of activity. They're pulling you over on the side of that where it's most dangerous. They're making you a sitting target, and you can watch video compilations, not just one or two, but of people, either the police cars or the vehicles being hit by motorists, right? These motorists, these people operating under commerce, right? And even if they're not operating commerce, but they're falling asleep on the roads, they're doing crazy things. We should minimize our exposure to danger. And police are supposed to be here to protect and serve, but they've turned into policy enforcers, right? How many people are being stolen from when they haven't hurt anybody, right? I had a headlight out. You can watch the video like about a year ago, 2 years ago. I had a headlight out, and they were really not nice. They charged me $704. Because I wasn't willing to just present all my paperwork because they were operating outside of their authority. But the thing is people are ignorant. People have it's been ignorance for a long time. Even though we live in the information age, it's ignorance that still binds us to slavery. So it's time to wake up and start recognizing our ability to learn from each other and do better.